On my first Tuesday Heart Sharing session, I talked about the power of intention, where in the video, I talked a little bit about how our belief system can affect what we can manifest or attract in our life. So today, I want to focus a little bit more about beliefs and the power of beliefs. My husband and I went through a really tough time. This was when my son was probably 3 years old, my second born was coming. We were doing really well, and suddenly we lost all the money we made, and then we were actually in a huge debt. Times were really difficult at that time. And I remember that was a turning point in my life where I started looking at what is happening? How did we create this result in our life? And I came to realize one of the reasons is my belief system. Now, the other piece, of course, I came to realize that I'm responsible for everything in my life, right? It's easy to blame other people or to say it's the situation, the government, whatever it is. But I also came to understand that I'm responsible for everything in my life because I'm the common factor in my relationship, in my finances, in whatever I'm in. So I took time to look deep. When I started digging deep and started uncovering some of my belief system, I came to realize that's how I created my life. So an example would be, I realized I have a belief system where in order to make money, I need to work hard. And that's something I learned from my parents, thinking that that's the right approach. So what will happen is I will create businesses that I need to work really hard in order to make money. My husband, he has a belief system when it comes to money where rich people are bad. That again, because of how he grew up and his experiences with wealthy people around him, he came to believe that that's how they are. And because he had that belief, what would happen is when we started making money, unconsciously, my husband will sabotage it. He will create a wrong invoice, or he will enter the wrong order, and it will cost us a lot of money. And that's what happened to our finances. Will go up and down, until we discovered that belief and we started working through our belief system, our results started changing. So for my husband, he started shifting that belief that rich people are amazing. Rich people, do good things. For me, I started realizing making money doesn't equate that I have to work hard. Yes, hard working is important, but it doesn't mean I need to work hard. And what has happened is I started creating more in my life with less. So where do our beliefs come from? Our beliefs are what we accept and think is truth. It may not be a fact, but we've come to decide that it is truth. And our beliefs comes from our conditioning, from our parents, from what we have seen growing up, from our society, our cultural background, our own experiences. And so that's how some of our beliefs are formed. So for example, if we grew up with, around our surrounding where we heard this phrase, no pain, no gain, and we've come to believe that this is a truth, what will happen is when we create something in our life, so we gain something in our life with ease and there's no pain, our subconscious mind is going to unconsciously sabotage us, will sabotage our result, and then we'll lose those gains. Or what might happen is we will create pain before we could get the gain. And that's how powerful our beliefs can be. So for example, lottery winners, right? It has been found a large percentage of them actually lose their wealth within 5 years. So lottery winners in the United States are more likely to declare bankruptcy within 3 to 5 years than the average American. So there's a possibility that it could be their unconscious belief system that's created that result. Some of the example of possible belief that you might have taken on is money is the root of evil, right? We have heard that over and over again. And if you believe that, what's going to happen is you're going to not want to have money in your life because you think it's evil. Some other ones are easy come, easy go. Boys don't cry. So if you have heard that, as a man who's growing up, you might be thinking, okay, if I cry means I'm weak and therefore you won't cry, right? Or there are beliefs that perhaps girls are weak. So those are some of the examples. So I would like to share with you here a very simple flip chart you'll see on the screen, right? On top, you'll see the word results. Now, we have results in our life. Results don't lie, right? Those results in our bank account, results in our relationship, results in our career. And so what creates our results? You can see from the flip chart, it's our behaviors. Now, how we behave creates our result. What we do creates our result, right? Without taking actions, you can't really create a result. So, and what drives our action? What drives our behavior? Very typically, it comes from our point of view, our mindset, and our attitude. How we see something will then determine what kind of actions or behavior we'll take. So if someone who has a very positive mindset or outlook of life, they will approach a challenge very differently from someone who is very negative. Okay. However, what's really important is our belief system is the one that actually governs and drives our point of view, our mindset, our attitude, which then determines what kind of behavior we'll take to create our results. And you can see on the flip chart too, I call belief seeds. Okay. And so I'll share with you a very simple story so that you can understand what I mean. So think about this. I'll use my husband as an example. So my husband says he loves apple, right? So one day he decided to go to our backyard and plant the seed, right? So he was really diligent, fertilized, water it, and finally the tree grew up to be really big, and then there are fruits on the tree. So he went out, he got really excited, got me outside and said, hey, come, let's look, look at all the amazing fruits. So he took one of the fruit down and gave it to me and said, taste it. I bet you it's going to taste amazing. So I took a bite. It didn't taste like apple at all. In fact, it tastes like pear. So I asked him, honey, do you know this is not apple, this is pear? And then he was wondering, what happened? So what he did was he thought maybe he needed to change his behavior. So he decided to, get better fertilizer. He started clearing more weeds around. He built a tiny fence around it. In fact, water it more often, thinking that when he changed the way he do things, that the fruit will become apple. Well, guess what? The next season came and he got really excited, asked me to come out. Honey, come look at my apples, right? Same thing, plug it, gave it to me. And I took a bite and said, honey, this is a pear. This is not an apple. And then he was wondering, maybe I need to be more positive. Maybe I wasn't positive enough. I need to change how I look at this, right? So what he did was he actually go to the tree, hugged the tree, and told the tree, I believe in you. I'm so positive you are going to be an apple tree, right? And so what will happen is, again, it was the season, the fruit came, he was so excited, asked me to go out. He took the fruit from the tree, gave it to me and said, honey, look at my amazing apple. I took a bite again, and I looked at it and said, honey, this is a pear. This is not an apple. So the moral of the story is, in order to create the result that you want, based on this story, the key is the seed. You can change your mindset, you can change your behavior. You might not still create the results you want. Now, I want to be mindful. I'm not saying that it's not important to have a positive mindset. It is very important. It is important to be willing to take action and change new behaviors. Those are important. Yet, it's important to look at the root cause of what's creating the result. And here we can see from this flip chart, it is your belief system, your seeds. What are the seeds that you plant in your subconscious mind, in your garden, in your head? So there are many different kind of beliefs or seeds that you planted in the subconscious mind. There are some that serves you and some don't. So for example, the good ones might be, I am smart and capable, right? Or the world is a fun place to be. When you have those kind of seeds, it depends. Then it will decide what kind of behavior you will take to approach life. So for example, again, if I have a belief that I'm smart, So when a challenging situation comes, I will look at it from a very different lens to approach the challenging situation. Because I think I'm smart, I might behave a very different way to create my results. However, if I have a belief system that I'm stupid, for example, that doesn't serve me, when a challenging situation comes, I might be more afraid, or maybe I might avoid taking certain action because I think I'm not capable enough, and therefore that will drive my results, right? So it's really important to look at what kind of beliefs that you have, what kind of seeds you planted. And again, there's some who are good, those that serve you, you want to keep those. Those that do not serve you are the ones that you want to remove. And it's important when you're removing your seeds or your belief system, not only look at what it is in your subconscious mind, because there's some beliefs that are attached with emotions, which is lost inside of your body. So when you're removing your beliefs, you want to remove the emotions along with it. So it's important to look at emotion when you're removing your beliefs, your seeds. And what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. Because it's a fairly big topic, I will be covering it in my next video. So you might have heard this phrase, seeing is believing. However, I remember when I came across Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, when he said, you will see it when you believe it. And that truly feels aligned with what I've discovered in my own process. You will only see it when you actually believe it. And even in the Bible, an ancient scripture book, there is a verse that talks about all things are possible when you believe. So even that phrase alone, you see, it's because when you believe it, then you can create all things. So, for myself, that's what happened. When we remove those beliefs that didn't serve us and started planting, good seeds, our results started changing. Our finances started improving. So I would really, really strongly encourage you to take time to start discovering what kind of seeds you have in your subconscious mind. So here's a very simple practice you can take on to discover your belief system, your seeds. It's a very simple writing exercise. For example, if you want to discover your seed around money, right? All you need to do is just take a piece of paper, write down, money is, and just write down whatever comes to your mind. Do not filter, just allow it to flow and keep writing and writing and writing. Do not judge their thoughts. You might be thinking, no, I don't have that thought. No, do not judge those thoughts. Just keep writing. The more you write, you allow your subconscious mind to communicate, and you will be able to see what are some of the beliefs you have around money. So same thing if you want to look into your beliefs about relationship. So you might want to write, men are, marriage is. So that will give you some insight around relationship. Or women are, right? Love is. So think about anything. Just take the word or whatever you want to look into and allow yourself to write and flow. That simple exercise alone will allow you to discover some of your seeds. In our programs, we use games as a way to discover seeds in a more fun way. So I really hope that you've got some value through this video and some insight into your belief system and how to discover it. And I will see you on the next video.